I've climbed the mountains in Montana, danced in the lights of New Orleans. Portland ran away with me, and San Francisco stayed with me. Nashville made its way in between.
Hello everybody, it's Mindy. So welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back. In case you didn't know, I am a huge Chuck Pinson fan, and I've been trying to not purchase diamond paintings this year so far, but Diamond Art Club just keeps coming out with more Chuck Pinsons. I think this is, I don't know, 4 or 5 this year. I don't even know. Anyhow, here it is. It was Friday during my crochet live, and somebody popped in and they said, oh, they just dropped the Chuck Pinson. And I was like, no, they did not. Yes, they did. So anyhow, this is one that he showed us, the original artwork, in our live when he came on back in September, called The Edge of Destiny. I will, like I have been doing with the paintings that he showed, I will get the clip from the video, the live, and we'll hear his thoughts on the painting, and I'll insert that in here for you at some point. So anyhow, let's get to it. I'm going to be able to record for a few minutes before my husband comes in the door, so we'll see what I get done. It is a 70 by 93. I just call them 70 by 93 because those little centimeters, I mean, they don't count, do they? They don't count. It's one of the big ones for sure. And, you know, with a Chuck Pinson painting, there is so much detail in these, which is what makes them so fun to work on. There's so much detail. They have to be large for all of those details to turn out, right? So they're big and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful when they're done. So we're getting ready to start the next Chuck along here in about a week and a half. This was one I was wondering if I was going to work on. I had a few choices, and this was one. I still don't know. I'm going to look at this one and I'm going to evaluate, and I'm going to see, what do I want to work on? I want to work on something that's pretty and summery or springy, nothing wintry. That's what I don't want to work on, is anything winter themed. I'm over the snow. Okay, this is how it comes. Here's our toolkit. Let's look at that first. If you're new to Diamond Art Club, you may not be familiar with all these goodies, and you may need a code. I have one. It's 10 off Mindy. It's $10 off your first purchase. But here's our toolkit. We get baggies. We get their pen. Oh, and this is the first one I have gotten that has white wax in it. I can tell right now that this is different. This is not the putty. This is white wax in here. I'm going to see if I can squeeze some out here, and I'll show you. See, it is wax, white wax. I don't know why they've changed from the putty, actually. I don't know. And I don't know if there's going to be more white wax in here, but this is the pen. It twists up. Let's see. Here's the tray. Hold on, pen. Don't take off on me. Here's the tray. Let's see what's inside it. These do stack. They're very sturdy. I always have a hard time getting these off. Like, that's the water. Sorry. Dale's now. I can't get the lid off. Oh, come on. Come on. Let's go. Okay. So what do we get in here? Okay, we get pink wax. If you'd like pink wax, there's a 7-placer. And there's more white wax. So you can refill the pen with white wax. I do like the putty for ABs, rhinestones, things like that. So I'm glad that I have so many kits that I have some of the putty still. Okay, here's the little envelope with our stickers and our cards in here. Our card, a treasure quest card, another bronze. I just get bronze all the time. Bronze, bronze, and more bronze. Edge of Destiny. All right, I have no idea. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Information, codes, not codes, but QR codes. All right, so it is called Edge of Destiny. It has 77 colors. Here's a sticker, start and end date. You can peel all these off. These are separate, so you can put these in a logbook however you would like. That's a separate piece. That's a separate piece. Over here is the name. Yeah, because I don't put the name on this side at all with the picture. All right. And that's the only picture I have to look at now to look for details. Yeah, a little small, but all right. Here's our labels, 77. And all of our special things are down here at the bottom. We have 1 AB and 3 fairy dust. Okay. 77, that's a decent amount. All right, so let's get it out and let's look at it. Is this the one I want to work on? Do I want to leave this one out and kit this one up? I don't know. I don't know. All right, soft back canvas. I'm going to roll it backwards to get all of our, oh, yeah, wow. Okay, this is different. First thing I noticed when I flipped this over is I don't see pink lines. I see no pink lines. I don't know what that means. Someone told me they heard they were doing a different color of lines. I told you he'd be here. Anyhow, somebody said they heard they were putting a different color line on the perforations. I don't know. We'll have to check this out and see what we see. All right. So there's that. Here are our drills. You're going to unroll. I know. Okay, fine. Unroll. Here's the drills. Big old bag of drills. On this side, it does say Edge of Destiny. Has their number. All right. Let's see what we see here. What do we see? I don't see any colors on the perforations. I don't see anything, which I am good with. I am totally good with that. There are no colors on my perforated lines. I'm happy with that. I don't need the perforations, but I am really happy without lines, without colored lines on it. I don't think you need them. If you can't tell if there's perforations here, I mean, I don't know. I hope that they're all coming this way now with no colored lines at all. Anyhow, there it is. It's pretty. Very, very pretty. I mean, what is not to love about this? I mean, we have this cove here with, it looks like a little bit of rough waters. We've got some, now I have a cat bothering me. We have some rocky outcroppings here, some things that would be dangerous. That's why the lighthouse sits there and says, "Oh, danger, danger, be careful, don't come too close. You'll crash upon the rocks," right? The lighthouse and the keeper's house over here. And then apparently they had some horses in their lighthouse. I don't know, but there's a couple of horses standing over there. What is this? Where's my picture again? See, I always have to look at the little picture to get all the details. Oh, that's a birdhouse. Okay. So what's hard to see here is that there's like another house back here. There's a row of crops there and a barn. So this was probably, I don't know, maybe it all belonged to the lighthouse. I don't know. You'd have to ask Chuck. We didn't discuss that part, I don't think. But farm back here, the horses. This is a birdhouse here and a lantern. There's some more birds over here. I believe we talked about those. They look like some sort of a blue jay, southern or western blue jay. There's a little path here with a couple of pots with some flowers in it. So very pretty. Lots of pretty flowers down in here. Lots of flowers up through here. It's very, very pretty. What do you think? I think it's beautiful. I don't know if I should do this one for the chuck along or not. Or should I do one of the others that I had out as possibilities? I don't know yet. But this one is very, very beautiful. All right. I'm going to have to do something with this cat so I can continue recording.
This is a painting that I dreamed up based on.
I got it.
Loving me. There you go. My wife and I have had a chance to travel on the West Coast. Years ago, we went. I think it was 12 years ago. We went down to Big Sur. If have been to Big Sur area on California's coast, and there's a lot of just pristine Pacific beaches, and you can drive down the highway and you just stop and say, "Oh, that'd be cool to run down there and look, get on the sand and explore." And so I love that idea. There's a lot of wildflowers, at least when we went, that grow on the hillsides there, and also, well, some of the hillsides and the mountains there are barren because of the logging that took place from the settlers back in the day. So I always picture what would it look like with more trees and more pristine like it once was. So I wanted to capture that in this painting. I'm calling this one "The Edge of Destiny," and why that title? Well, number one, I just was looking for a title that sounded good, and that seemed to sound good. But I like the idea of coming up to the edge here, and you can wander down on the beach and different things. I also wanted to um, practice. I hadn't done a lot of horses. I've done some here and there over the years, but recently I just wanted to try putting more horses in for a time. So I did the three together over here. And this lighthouse is based on one that I was just looking through some reference images and saw a lighthouse that kind of looks similar to this on, I think it's in Maine. I could be wrong. I don't know the name of it. But I thought that at least sparked an idea for me. So I said, well, I'd like to put that in a painting sometime. And then I didn't base it exactly on, I mean, I didn't make it identical to that, but I sort of based it on that idea. So it's West Coast though, and then I like the idea of the blues and the crashing waves with the orange sunset coming and reflecting right around the blues. I like how that those colors go together and the effect you can get with that. And then I've just put different birds that would be more their native habitat would be West Coast.
That was one of the first things I noticed was those blue birds. I was like, what kind of birds are those?
I'm just trying to do some research on what birds live in that area, even though, a lot of my paintings they're imaginative and they're not all, it doesn't have to be a geographical place in the world, right? So
Yeah.
I like to combine different aspects of life together in my paintings, but I will try to, this might be a little difficult and a little shaky, but I'll zoom in a bit here on some of the birds that I put in there and the butterfly.
The two blue ones look a little jayish, like kind of a jay.
Yeah. I think there's maybe a Western blue jay.
That might be, yeah.
That might be what's coming to me, and that could be absolutely wrong. I don't remember.
I don't know. I would say I'd go for it. Yeah.
Coming over here, I'll put a little lizard.
Seagulls. Oh, you got a lizard. That's cute.
Lizard climbing up the wall there. Now that probably wouldn't come through on diamond art, I'm assuming.
That one might. I don't know.
And getting these horses in.
Somebody said that's a painting for Mindy. It's got lighthouses and horses. I'm like, yep.
So I like the idea of the farm style right next to the ocean and just enjoying that. Let me see if I can get this back where it was and get it all in there. So there's a place where the whole painting will fit in there.
It amazes me, the sunsets and things in the clouds like that, and how you do that. They look so real.
Well, this one I struggled with for a long time. And if you see it up close, see the original up close, you can see that it's not all smooth, as smooth as I try to get it. I'm more particular about just wanting it to be smoother than some of my techniques can get, because I use oil paint that dries faster.
Are you talking about the actual paint texture?
Yeah, the paint texture, and if you look close, you can see more brush marks than I'm sometimes go for. But usually it doesn't. Usually it translates pretty well to the prints and to diamond art and to, when it goes through that kind of publishing process, it's usually fine. It's just for me, when I'm looking at the original, I want it to look a certain way, and so I struggle sometimes with the brushwork, um, but I'm happy with the how it came out overall with
Mm-hmm.
the sunset idea coming down. And what I wanted to do too is have the light come down and hit the rocks at different areas. Have the darks and the lights
Yeah.
next to each other, and so I was picturing the light coming. It doesn't hit this part of the cove, but it hits over here. I love big waves and watching them crash, and I wanted to have uh, just a kind of a rough sea coming in, just where you can watch all the movement of the water and all that kind of thing.
Have you been to any of the Great Lakes?
I have not been up that way before.
Because, I live in Michigan, and so we always talk about how beautiful the Great Lakes are, and people, when they see them for the first time, think they look like oceans, and they're surprised how big they are, how beautiful they are, and the waves we get. You think of that all ocean, but it's totally not. I
Yeah.
mean,
So I saw a video recently of someone surfing, and I assumed they were at the beach, and then I think they said it might have been Lake Michigan.
isn't that interesting? Yeah.
But yeah, it's just see the waves and think, wow,
Mhm.
those are quite some waves coming
Oh,
out.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I tend to stay in. I just think usually warmer climates are right for me. So I don't screw up north that often. But
Just come in the summer. It's warm.
okay, gotcha. Okay, all right. Well, maybe we'll move on to the next one then.
Yeah. Okay, cat is secured for a moment, and I took the drills out of the bag just to have a little less crinkly noises. Let me zoom you in, and we'll look at the drills and see what kind of colors we got going on here. 924 is a very deep teal color. It's very pretty. So we have 4 bags of 413, which is gray. A pretty 161 blue. 779 is a brown, and we have 4 of those. 520, this is like a rusty color, a light brown, another blue. 3799 is a very dark gray, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. 451, kind of a purpley brown. All right, no special drills in there. 844, another gray. Wow, this is a lot of gray. 4 of those. Another light brown. 327 is a really pretty purple. There's a terracotta color. This is a gray again, 414. 839, 2 more browns. Pretty blue, a nice pretty green. Some more browns to golds. Another teal, pretty. That's like an olive green, a light gray, a blue, bluish gray. No specials yet. Okay. That's pretty. 825. Taupe. Seafoam green. Dark green. Mossy green. How many ways can you describe green? Pretty purple. More browns. Bright yellow. It's bright, but it's still kind of pale. Okay, here is a special. This is a fairy dust. All right, pretty blue. Okay, I gotta remember that one. We got a pretty blue fairy dust. I'll set it right there. You're right there so I can remember what you are. Purple. Purpley brown. Gray. That's a pretty blue right there. Gorgeous blue. More like terracotta colors. Here's another fairy dust. That one actually shows up the shimmer in them really well. Okay, so there's our second fairy dust. We got a blue and we got a, I don't know what you would call that, peachy tan. Okay, there's an AB right there, like a cream color AB. More purples, more blues. There's another fairy dust right there. Deep, deep green. Not very many of them. All right, so we found everything. Okay, we got the deep green fairy dust. a blue fairy dust, that peachy fairy dust, and then the cream. So the cream, the AB, is the equal sign. And it's in here. Hang on, I got to zoom you out again. It's in here, like in the rocks. I see quite a few in there. And there weren't a ton of those either. Are there any in the lighthouse? There's a few on the lighthouse right there. And there's a couple in the clouds. I don't think there's going to be many more than that. No, I think that's about it. Okay, so that's the AB. All right, next, let's look for this green first. Remember this really deep, deep green? That is, I call it the microphone. I don't know what you call it. I call it the microphone. So it is where? It is where? Looking for dark green, dark green. Okay, it's not as dark of a symbol as I thought. It's right there. There's just a few of them. There's some here and here. Now that I see it, I know that it's a white symbol. It's easier to spot. A few there. There's a few over here in this corner. There's not a ton of this color. So, I don't know. I'm thinking that could be about it. All right. Did I tell you there's a few right there in the grass? There's a few. Okay. Next color. Next one was this peachy color. I don't know what else to call it. It is, I call it the squiggle with a line under it. Squiggle with a line under it. So it's down in here. There's some through here. Over in here. A few here. How about up here? Let's go up top. Yes. Lines and lines and lines and lines up here in the cloud. All right? A lot of it up there. How about on our horse? Does our horse get some? He does get a few. He gets some across his rump and up in here on his face. And there's some in the lantern. A few down here. Okay. All right. We've done well with that one. We got one more to go. And that is this pretty blue. And it is a little, just a little arrow, just a little blip. There's a few right here. There's a few here. There's some on the bird. That's the bird. How about up in here? There's some across the water here and over there. And there's a few through here. This is a big patch right there. A couple there. A couple here. In the water. And I think that's about it, you guys. And that would make sense. Okay. So there it is. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Another beautiful Chuck Pinson painting. Now it's decision time, folks. What am I going to work on? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you got this one. What are your thoughts? This is a bird. I looked at the little picture. I'm like, yep, that is a bird. I saw it and I was like, that looks like wings. I looked at the picture and I'm like, yep, that's a bird flying in. Sure is. That's a bird. You know, that's the fun thing about his paintings. Things just kind of pop out. You know, like there's a bird here and a bird there and that one. They just pop out at you as you're working along. It's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Please hit that like button and subscribe button if you're new here. Check around my channel and look for other things that I do. I do a variety of different videos, and I just have a good time sharing my loves. Diamond painting, books, crochet, all those fun things. All right, I'm going to go now and clean up and free the cat. Free the cat. All right, I will talk to everybody soon. Bye, everyone.